Welcome in to a special edition of the Hilton Head News. I'm Bob Stevens. This, of course, is the Honorable Mayor of Hilton Head Island, David Bennett. Good to have you back.
Good to be back, Bob.
Labor Day, kind of a good marking point for where we are and where we're headed. Everybody's back in school. Everybody's kind of back in the mode of, okay, now what are we going to do this fall now that we've gotten through the summer? So let's kind of get right at it. On the town's website, there is a list of priorities, beginning with something I think is going to be something we're going to follow very closely this fall, and something we're maybe going to finally see something come out maybe toward the end of fall out of, and that's the whole visioning process. You've got a huge series of workshops scheduled for folks to really get involved in getting down to the nitty-gritty of this. Talk about it.
Well, that's exactly right. I think we've just concluded the 9th workshop in the last 10 days or so. There'll be another series of 8 or 9 workshops in the middle of September, again to give our citizens more of an opportunity to participate in that very important initiative. To my mind, when you think about it, in America, when you look at the last presidential election, you know, 130 million people voted, but 110 million eligible voters did not. And there's a large segment of the population that doesn't participate in government, doesn't participate in their future in that way.
And those are generally,
to some extent,
afterwards, those are the people who make all the noise.
Well, I don't want to comment on
Okay.
that. But to some extent, that's true in Hilton Head Island as well. And this visioning process is about picking up that middle and giving them an opportunity to participate in our preferred future. And to my mind, that preferred future will better enable us as a council to set policy and establish priorities that advance us forward in a way that is done with real consensus of the people.
You have had ideas, all of the council members have had ideas, but you're getting input now from the public. You had a great kind of a summit meeting just that you invited a lot of people to say, okay, let's kind of set an agenda that we then debate through the workshops. What are you hearing that you maybe didn't think you were going to hear? Where are you hearing that people really want to spend some time getting into?
Well, I think the important thing to establish today or to state today is that the think tank that you were just referring to, you know, no one was turned away from participating in that. So it was originally advertised with a segment of the population that was open to anyone who wanted to participate, and as we thought more about it, we decided to let whoever signed up participate. So everybody that wanted to be there was there. You know, the consultant put forth what I would characterize as 4 sort of straw man proposals. But I wouldn't even want to delve down into those right now, because I tell you, they're more about trying to get people to think through and recognize what's truly important to them in our community. And out of that discussion will be the real vision put forth. So I just want to continue to encourage all of our citizens to find a workshop that they can interject their thoughts and beliefs and hopes about our community.
All right, HiltonHeadIslandSC.gov is the website to go to. The list of potential workshops is there. There is also an online survey there. Is that still important? That was something that's kind of been up this summer. Is that still
a piece important
of the puzzle?
We've had over 2,100 citizens in our community respond to that.
Okay, so take a few minutes, and they're asking you some questions that are really great, thought-provoking, I think, questions that make you maybe discuss over dinner, gee, where should our town be going, and a great opportunity to participate in that. All right, also among the priorities, past visioning. Heirs property, we're making progress on deciding what belongs to whom so that then other projects around town can get done?
Yeah, I mean, the overarching perspective there is the preservation of the Gullah culture and the Gullah lands. I mean, that is something that is truly unique about our area. Very special people that have been here for hundreds of years. And they're having some difficulties in finding sustainability in our community. So the town council established the Gullah Land Preservation Task Force to help understand the issues that are being faced by the Gullah in our community and to help them overcome it. So first up for that task force is heirs property, which is a very complicated issue. I don't think all of the answers are going to be found within our community. I think it's going to involve outside consultants. It's probably going to involve state legislation in order to help them overcome that very real problem.
Okay, that whole idea of state legislation gets me to the next topic, and that's regionalization. Having shared interests with our neighbors in Beaufort County, and then with our state legislative delegation and all of that. We talked about that a little bit around the 4th of July, and you've been promoting that, and groups have been getting together. Any progression on that? Did we kind of take the summer off? Where is that headed this fall?
No, we didn't take the summer off,
Okay.
Bob. I think one of the bright spots in the discussion of regionalization is the work of the Beaufort County Economic Development Corporation. That has been a work in progress for over a year now, but we have made very substantial progress, I would say, in the last 6 months. We have a budget that was unanimously approved by the Beaufort County Council. We have just recently, I think, reached a meeting of the minds with the Southern Carolina Alliance that would enable us as a county to join that important alliance that gives us better access to the State Department of Commerce. We just earlier this week participated in an interview process of 5 finalists for that executive director position. I think there were a couple that rose to the top, at least in my mind, and I would expect to make a decision on hiring a new director in the next couple of weeks and have him or her on board by the end of September.
That's a terrific step forward from the town trying to go it alone in economic development and different factions in the county doing it to finally be together. That's a huge step if this comes to fruition.
It has been a very significant process, and I would just emphasize the word process there. I think I'm very pleased and proud of my colleagues on the EDC board because we met initially. We agreed to work hard to establish a very appropriate process to get from point A to point Z, and irrespective of politics, we followed that process, and ultimately it produced good decisions, I think.
And we're to W and X and Y almost, huh? We're
Yes,
almost,
we are.
almost that far.
We're in the home stretch.
Hey, how about that? Legislative government people talking together at a table. What a concept. Hello, Washington. Are you listening there?
Absolutely.
That's good stuff. Infrastructure. I drive by. I live in an area that's going through a big bridge building process right now up on the northwest corner of the island, up off of Spanish Wells. That is going on, and it will continue to go on. Where are we in other kind of infrastructure projects around the island?
Well, I think our most important infrastructure project is the sanitary sewer effort. As you may recall, that was probably the only compelling reason for me to run for mayor, is to address some of those basic infrastructure needs for all islanders. And we are well into the second year of a 5-year master plan to provide access to sanitary sewer for every islander who wants it. I think that does wonders for building unity in our community. That does wonders for our reputation as excellent environmental stewards, and we're making great progress. I can't give enough kudos to the Hilton Head PSD, to Scott Liggett on our town staff, and to the Community Foundation of the Low Country, who has been working very hard to raise money for Project SAFE, which stands for sewer access for everyone. I think they have raised $1.1 or $1.2 million so far out of a $3 million goal. So it's very much a public-private partnership that has actually received national attention, and I think it's an excellent testament to who we are as a community.
Well, in the other cities I've ever lived in, that seems to be where it works best, is when it's a public-private partnership, when the folks who kind of make the town move from a business side, get together with government and with everyone, and make those sorts of things happen. Number 5 on that list of 6 priorities is culture and the arts. We are proceeding faster than some people would like, slower than some people would like. Kind of where are we as we head into the fall?
You know, it's a very good initiative. It's about arts, it's about culture, it's about heritage. Recently we've taken a step forward as a town and hired a cultural and arts network director, Jennifer McEwen, who's a very talented and capable lady, and I'm very optimistic for what she will do in our community. You know, it seems to me that the conversation has been sticking a little bit around the Arts Center of Coastal Carolina, and that is a special project.
Mm-hmm.
That's a special organization in our community. Many individuals who gave a lot to our community were integral in establishing that organization. You know, when you look back in hindsight, perhaps the sizing that they chose for the structure for the facility wasn't appropriate, but you know, that's,
then who knew?
That's the benefit of hindsight.
Right.
The important thing is that there are people that are working hard in that organization to deliver a very good product, and they're successful at doing that. The problem we run into is how the town has interacted with that organization in terms of providing funding over the years.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at ATAX funds, when you look at general fund revenues that have been contributed to the organization, they've received almost $10 million over the last 20 years. And it is a private organization who owns its own facility. So the key is, how do you deliver accountability to our citizenry, all of them, and honor the efforts of those that have worked so hard to provide that very good product to our community. And to me, that is what needs to be answered at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the consultant that we've just hired is prepared to do, but it is with an eye towards potentially adapting that facility to a true community arts center that is open to other organizations beyond just the traditional Arts Center of Coastal Carolina.
Right, a piece of the puzzle, but obviously, and maybe a large piece of the puzzle, but not the entire puzzle for sure.
Right.
We've got much to talk about. We're going to continue in just a moment with Mayor David Bennett on a special edition of the Hilton Head News.